Fomo, Wells only and his guests are not responsible for any losses you may accrue for having weak hands. Where the haters at? Y'all bitches still ain't showed up. And now, right, we got Hex. Flawless uptime. People thought this was a joke. Now they're mad at the chart.
This is Wales only. Glad you guys can make it out. I'm making some claims that are pretty outlandish, but I can back them up. Boom. End of story. There is no other crypto out there, so don't get it twisted. If you don't understand where you're parking your money, you're gonna pay the consequences for that, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Boom. We're obliterating everybody, literally. There is nobody else that comes close to what Hex has done. Boom. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest. Yep. That's it. Yep. That's the secret. The Godwell told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. Shit, motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. Man, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all's deep. Everybody. My God. Ex-Asians, bro. Everybody. Australians, man. Everybody gets me. Yo, when is it told you? Dollar told you. Everybody done told you. It's crazy. What's going on, family? A happy Thursday to y'all. That stream last night, man, you know, it's funny because I didn't duck out like, you know, I knew anything like that was going to happen, but it is what it is. It was nothing but facts. And some people need to be put in their place. You know, I did it my own way, but I did it years ago. So nobody even remembers. And it was at the beginning of the bear when I did it. So, you know, who gives a shit? At the end of the day, it's a bunch of two-faced motherfuckers pretending to be one thing when there's something else. And it ain't nothing I haven't been saying this entire time. You either choose to pay attention or you don't. You know, if yesterday's stream makes a difference, then maybe you should check your brain. It's all the same at the end of the day. Dumb people choose to do what they want to do, and they do it in your face. Ain't nobody hiding shit. Ain't nothing brand new being said. It's all the same. You know, and that's what's sad. They try to pretend like if people are dumb. Ain't nobody dumb. The only dumb motherfuckers are them thinking that they fooling somebody. Not fooling anybody. So, you know, whatever. Moving on, because to me it doesn't even matter. You know, if you thought that was nasty, wait until we get to 50 Cent again. I'm going to have plenty of shit to talk to lots of people. So, you know, 1 cent is nothing, really. Because it doesn't even motherfucking matter. So anyways, let's get back to reality. Because again, the point of these streams is to give people perspective on what's actually occurring out there everywhere else, right? Because if you live in a little bubble where you don't really get to experience much outside of your local environment, you know, these are the kinds of things you need to be watching and looking out for. Because at the end of the day, you know, what's your vantage point, right? And your vantage point determines your perspective, and it determines your decision making, and it determines a lot of these things that are important. And we're at a point in time when that is crucial in many ways. So you gotta be careful of what information you accept and how, what you consider that information to be. Um, because information, honestly, is just that. Like, look at what they do to people, with regards to the racism stuff, right? Like, they really want you to buy into that. No holds bar. You know, everything else be damned. Be a fucking monkey slave. And there's more to life than that. People, yeah, they're gonna be prejudiced, they're gonna be racist, they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. We don't gotta keep harping on that. Like, it is what it is. I don't find any value in that per se, but it gotta be called out when it's present. And it's obvious when it's present. It's not like motherfuckers is being geniuses either. So, it is what it is, man. Um, so blase blah. But yeah, so let's get to these videos and see what's cracking on the internet. Because again, the objective is to find the ability to have an open mind, right? Like, that's imperative, just in general. Pretending to have one is not ideal. You want to actually have one. Um, so yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Yeah. I think there's nothing worse than hypocrisy, right? And sadly, the world is full of that. So, this is one of the ways that I go about stamping out hypocrisy. Because hypocrisy really, it runs amok in our world. And even those of us that don't try to be hypocritical end up being so, just because society really ingrains that shit in you. It's very difficult sometimes because you might do it habitually and not know it in certain instances, just because. And that's kind of stuff, you got to realize, you got to really be self-reflective, thinking about what you got going on in your head. Oh, what the fuck I just do? All right. And things like that. You can't just disregard everything about your person. You can't. Um, you got to really take stock of who you are at all times, because that's the only way you can really know if you're being true to yourself, or whatever the case is. You know, whatever your critique is, right? You want to make sure it's a valid one. You don't want to be playing yourself. You really don't. So you want to be sure that you're standing on two legs, right? Not one. While you're trying to knock somebody down, right? Because that's not a good look. Because you're gonna fall over, right? If you only got one leg, you don't have anything to help you stand up, right? And that's what I mean by that. So these are things to be cognizant of and not disregard them, because there's a lot going on out here, and it happens in more ways than one. And you got to know. You got to know. I don't really want to wait to show that video, but we gonna look at it anyway. Come on. Oh, they took that shit down. Alrighty. All right, give me a second, people. I'm just trying to line all these videos up, um, so we can get started and not have any interruptions. If you guys have any questions in the meanwhile, crypto or otherwise, shoot them this way. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Uh, these streams, man, I really like doing them because I really like sharing this information. You know, it was cool when I was, the conduit, but now I think I'm a better conduit than I was before because I'm not relaying it. Like, I'm just commenting on it. That's a completely different vantage point. And you should know that I don't see all these videos ahead of time. Sometimes I'm just playing them. So I'm not always gonna see uh or know in advance. Not always. Sometimes, yeah, but not always. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Nature of the beast, you know what I'm saying? Um, cause again, damn, the idea is to just let you decide. They taking tweets down left and right. So if you out here one of them people believing Elon some type of freedom fighter, like nah, like they know what to take down. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what to take down. I think they took something else down that I was trying to show. Okay, looks like it's loading. All right, let me go back and try to see if I can get this one. Maybe it was just a moment of weakness on Twitter's part. Yeah, I'm never gonna call it X. I've decided I'm never gonna call it X. Somebody's gonna have to tell me what before I'm like X. I'm just not gonna do that. Don't care. Yeah, if you missed the stream, all good. It's not important. It's just another stream of many where people will get called out. They took one down. The first one I was gonna show. So the first one I was gonna show is about some alert message that Google sent out to, and I didn't get this, but it's gone. All right, moving along. Yeah, I don't feel like X works in a sentence either. It's just dumb. So I'm not participating in that shit. It's just certain things I'm just never gonna participate in. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you gotta do. You just don't participate. That's the answer. Just like whoever wanted to participate in that Rona nonsense participated. I didn't participate. No way. No, thank you. And that's all you gotta do. Not participate. You can't be forced. You can be coerced, but you can't be forced. Crazy. All right. So as you guys know, I currently work on Wall Street, and I'm starting a new position soon. It's in on Wall Street, just further inside the belly of the beast. So it should be interesting. Especially given that the alpha's already crazy. Alpha will only get crazier. That's a guarantee. Alright. I think we can start with these, and then if we want to do more, we can. Because these are good. I got just so many good videos. You know what? Let's start with this one. I think this is probably the great one to start with. So what's this one? Damn it. All right, we're just going to go on ahead and rock with this one. All right, people. Strap in. Oh, what's up on my screens? Uh-oh. Give me a second, guys. I'm having technical difficulties for whatever reason. Give me a second, guys. Okay. My screens apparently just died on me. So give me a minute to change. Luckily, I have a screen just here doing nothing. So give me a moment. This is ridiculous. I can't even put anything to play. Like, we just in limbo. This is crazy. Give me a second, guys. Let me just figure this cable situation out real quick. Because again, this video, this is HDMI. Hold on. I got the solution real quick here. Where's the HDMI cable? Give me a second, guys. We're almost there, guys. I just need to power this puppy up. Give me a second. All right. Oh, wait. One of them fuckers came back. What the hell is going on? They playing games with me, y'all. They playing games with me. All right. Hold on. Because I think I can at least share. Yeah. All right. You guys still there or not? I don't even know what's going on. Oh, great. Wow. I don't even know what's going on. You guys there? I got a VPN. I got all that shit. I don't know what the hell that was. All right, guys. I'm ready to start the videos. Give me a second, because that's exactly where I got cut off. So, going to start the videos now. Really, really sorry about that. That shit is crazy. I got fucking 3 screens here, bro. Luckily, I had a third one, and the other 2 are still working now. So, it's a shit show. I changed screens for no reason. We're gonna do a sound check like always, and then rock out. Let me know if you guys hear it.
Thing to have is a Black's Law dictionary. It's about this.
No, I'm not an IT guy. That's a good one, though. Not an IT guy. Should be obvious. All right, I'm gonna let it rock. Appreciate y'all for sticking with me. We're gonna let it play.
Thing to have is a Black's Law dictionary. It's about this thick. This is the dictionary that the lawyers use, and it has legal definitions of words in it. And when you use it to look up words, you find out really interesting stuff. Person, the word person. The definition of person is a corporate fiction. Black's Law also tells us that the only person known to Canadian law is the corporation. And that's interesting. Human is another interesting word. It appears nowhere in the Bible, but you look up the definition of human in Black's Law, and it says sea monster. And so you flip to monster, and you look up the definition for monster, and it says one that cannot own or inherit property. Now, all governments have human resource departments, and all corporations have human resource departments. Isn't that interesting? Job is another interesting definition. Job is defined as public business for private dishonest gain is the definition of job. And then we look at employ, the root word of employment, right? Well, employ is two. So employ is for deceit. Employment is for deceit. And job is official, that's it. Job is official public business for private dishonest gain. Now, where are we going with all these definitions? Because they sound kind of bad to me. Those words, now that I know what they really mean, those words don't sound good. They sound bad to me. Well, we know that to get a job, you need a SIN. You need a social insurance number, or you can't get a job. You can't be employed. Well, now that I know what a job means, and now that I know what employ means, I don't really know if I want either of those things. But I've been spending some time on this journey, acquiring documents, legal documents, from the Registrar General. Registrar General, doesn't that sound like military? That doesn't sound too good to me.
As always, folks, remember that this is for educational purposes only. As you guys know, there is no such thing as a social insurance number. So be careful how you conflate one item with another. And give me 1 second, folks. I need to do an adjustment. one more last adjustment. All right, we got Miss O'Neill once again on the docket. Let's see what she's talking about today.
The best nutrition for someone wanting to conquer diabetes is, and these are the 3 essential food groups: high fiber. All plant foods have fiber, and what fiber does is slowly releases the glucose. That's what the diabetic wants. But particularly the proteins are very important. And the plant protein is the best protein. There's your beans, or sometimes called legumes, nuts, and they're not hard to eat, are they? Delicious. Seeds, I aim for about 8 to 10 nuts every meal. They're my 2 main meals. Most people don't eat nuts for you don't know fortnight, do you? 2 weeks? They don't eat nuts for 2 weeks, buy a bag of cashews, eat the whole lot in the afternoon, is that right? Just take 8 to 10 every meal. It's a lovely dessert, is a handful of nuts. Fats, and your best fats come from your nuts, come from your seeds, come from your olive and coconut oils. There is a fat, and I should have put this on the stop list, but if you've written a stop list, you can add it, and that is your altered oils. We talked about them a bit last night, and how they're contributing to the damage of the arterial walls, contributing to high blood pressure and heart disease and strokes. Those damaged oils are also very damaging for the pancreas. They must stop. There's your best nutrition.
Would you like to see all the executive orders that have been put into place to take over our nation, to have complete control over us, to take away our rights, round us up, and put us where they want us? Here we go. Executive Order 10990 allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of all highways and seaports. Executive Order 10995 allows the government to seize and control the communication media. Executive Order 10997 allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. Executive Order 10998 allows the government to seize all means of transportation, including personal cars, trucks, or vehicles of any kind, and total control over highways, seaports, and waterways. Executive Order 10999 allows the government to take over all food resources and farms. Executive Order 11000 allows the government to mobilize civilians into work brigades under government supervision. Executive Order 11001 allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. Executive Order 11003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Executive Order 11004 allows the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Executive Order 11005 allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Executive Order 11051 specifies the responsibility of the Office of Emergency Planning and gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of increased international tensions and economic or financial crisis. Executive Order 11310 grants authority to the Department of Justice to enforce the plans set out in executive orders, to institute industrial support, to establish judicial and legislative liaison, to control all aliens, to operate penal and correctional institutions, and to advise and assist the President. Executive Order 11049 assigns emergency preparedness function to federal departments and agencies, consolidating 21 operative executive orders issued over a 15-year period. Executive Order 11921 allows the Federal Emergency Preparedness Agency to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and the flow of money in U.S. financial institution in any undefined national emergency. It also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the President, Congress cannot review the action for 6 months. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has broad powers in every aspect of the nation. General Frank Salzito, chief of FEMA's Civil Security Division, stated in a 1983 conference that he saw FEMA's role as a new frontier in the protection of individual and governmental leaders from assassination and of civil and military installations, from sabotage and or attack, as well as prevention of dissident groups from gaining access or a global audience in times of crisis. FEMA's powers were consolidated by President Carter to incorporate the National Security Act 1947 that allows for strategic relocation of industries, services, government, and other essential economic activities, and to rationalize the requirements for manpower, resources, and production facilities. The 1950 Defense Production Act gives the President sweeping powers over all aspects of the economy. The Act of August 29, 1916 authorizes the security of the Army in time of war, take possession of any transportation system from transporting troops, material, or any other purpose related to the emergency. The International Emergency Economic Powers Act enables the President to seize the property of a foreign country or national. These powers were transferred to FEMA in a sweeping consolidation in 1979.
That's a whole lot of executive orders. Now you can look them up. So have fun with that.
Sugar in your eyes is called glaucoma. Sugar in a baby's brain is called ADHD. Sugar in an adult's brain is called dementia and Alzheimer's. Sugar in your eyes is called glaucoma. Sugar in your teeth is called cavities. Sugar on your skin is called aging. Sugar in your sleep is called insomnia. Sugar in your blood is called diabetes. Excess sugar in your system is called cancer. Sugar on Wall Street, it's called billion-dollar industry. Addiction to sugar is 8 times more powerful than cocaine. Know who the real enemy is. In a baby's brain is called ADHD. Sugar in an adult's brain is called dementia and Alzheimer's. Sugar in your
That was some alpha for you, and here's some more alpha. The ECB announced the launch of the CBDC for the EU. Let's listen in.
The digital euro is on the move. Yesterday, the Governing Council of the ECB approved the opening of the preparation phase. It will be a journey, and we will walk the journey together with the legislator. All European institutions will be involved to make sure that Europe is equipped with the currency of the future. Cash is here to stay. You will have all options, cash and digital cash. So what does it mean for you? For consumers, it would be free and easy to use everywhere in the euro area. All of that, of course, is subject to the legislative process. Cash or digital, the choice will be yours. The digital euro is on the move. Yesterday, the Governing Council of the ECB approved the opening of the preparation phase.
Hope you guys caught that. Oh, this is 22 minutes. Sorry, guys. Now, Instagram moved this video of Joe Biden discussing the laws his very own son breaks. They removed it within 5 seconds of it being posted. I know it's embarrassing, but come on.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. Under our forfeiture statutes, the government can take everything you own, everything from your car to your house, your bank account, not merely what they confiscate in terms of the dollars from the transaction that you just got caught engaging in. They can take everything. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society. They are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street.
How about that? Now, this is Johns Hopkins University. They sent out a hit list of people automatically guilty of privilege, whether they know it or not. Males, whites, Christians, middle-aged people, able-bodied people, middle and owning class English-speaking people. Now, in case you think that's made up, here it is. I don't even know what a couple of those even mean. So, of course, the usual suspects. Yeah, that's what's going on in Johns Hopkins. Let's see what this is about.
Actually met one of the biggest traffickers in Jersey that he provides for the elites. I literally have screenshots, addresses, pictures. I can describe the house that has kids' bed sets in their house. I told a friend of mine, the CIA agent, and guess what he told me? Caroline, if you want to live and you want your kids to have a mom, I recommend you let this go.
That's fucking wild. It's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. I've only heard stuff like that in movies.
I just want you to know it's real. More real than you think it is, and it's closer than you think it is. It's literally in our neighborhoods. We're not educated enough to tell or to see when there's problems there.
Employees who've been involved in alleged sex crimes against children committed by at least 10 CIA employees against very young children.
Admitted to having inappropriate sexual contact with the then 6-year-old girl on 2 separate occasions. It is recommended that this case be closed with no further action.
Never charged, according to the papers. The CIA badge get-out-of-jail-free card.
Actually met one of the biggest traffickers in Jersey that he...
Let's see what Bill Cooper has to say prior to 9/11, June 28, 2001.
A CNN reporter found Osama bin Laden, took a television camera crew with him, went into Osama bin Laden's hideout, interviewed him and his top leadership, his top lieutenants and colonels and generals in their hideout. This is a CNN reporter with a camera crew. And he came out and told everybody, within 3 weeks, Osama bin Laden is going to attack the United States and Israel. Now, don't you think that's kind of strange, folks? You see, because the largest intelligence apparatus in the world, with the biggest budget in the history of the world, has been looking for Osama bin Laden for years and years and years, and can't find him. And if you believe it, you are one of the stupidest jerks that ever lived on the face of this earth. And whatever is going to happen that they're going to blame on Osama bin Laden, don't you even believe it. When in hell are all you people going to wake up?
Well, he nailed it. He nailed it. I've never heard of Fen Ben, whatever. So let's see what this is about.
A dog dewormer as a possible cancer treatment in people. In 2016, a man by the name of Joe Tippins, he had been diagnosed with a very serious form of lung cancer called non-small cell lung cancer. He had gone through radiation, he'd gone through chemo, the tumor begun to shrunk. He went in for follow-ups as far as called a PET scan. Turned out that he had multiple tumors all throughout his body. 2 days after that PET scan, he talked to a friend who happened to be a veterinarian, told him about a dog dewormer called Panacure or fenbendazole that had research and actually had some people showing success where they had some of these incurable cancers that had been successfully treated with this dog dewormer. And he thought, like, why not? Like, what do I have to lose? But he went ahead, did that fenbendazole, and lo and behold, a few months later, found to be like completely cancer-free. A dog dewormer as a possible cancer treatment in people. In 2016, a man by the name of Joe Tippins, he had been diagnosed with a very serious form of lung.
Ah, yes. Good old school. How about that? They nailed it. Check this out. This was yesterday.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently, you're...
So that for context.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently, you're afraid.
So for context, this guy was, in deposition of some legal proceeding, and he couldn't just do that. He can just walk out of there. I don't remember exactly what the scenario was, but long story short, you cannot just leave the court once you're in the court.
For 5 minutes.
Oh, and Marjorie Taylor Greene's coming up, and as you know, she's gonna come for the throat. So he's like, I'm out of here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently, you're afraid of my words.
Whoa! Oh.
I'd like to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
Wow, that's too bad.
Thank you, Mr.
That's
Chairman.
funny. Let's see. If you guys don't know who this is, Charles Manson. This is who this is. Listen in.
The United States.
All right.
The United States is.
Guess they're not gonna let it play.
The United States is foreign corporate.
As you can tell, the man knew what was going on.
Foreign corporation.
Yeah, we can't.
Foreign corporation.
Can't do it, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Let's check this one out. I bet that makes things make a little bit more sense now, doesn't it?
I just need you to know that this is very important, what we're fighting for. Because I'm tired, I'm really, really tired of the manipulation. I'm tired of how the press is manipulating everything that's been happening in this situation. They do not tell the truth, they're lying. and they manipulate our history books. The history books are not true. It's a lie. The history books are lying. You need to know that. You must know that. All the forms of popular music, from jazz to hip hop to bebop to soul, to talk about the different dances, from the cakewalk to the jitterbug to the charleston to breakdancing. All these are forms of black dancing. The minute I started bringing the all-time record in record sales, I broke Elvis's records. I broke Beatles' records. The minute it became the all-time best-selling albums in history of the Guinness Book of World Records, overnight, they called me a freak. They called me a homosexual. They called me a child molester. They said I tried to bleach my skin. They made everything to turn the public against me. This is all complete conspiracy. You have to know that. It's time for a change. And let's not leave this building and forget what has been said. Put it into your heart. Put it in your subconscious mind. And let's do something about it. We have to. We have to.
That's crazy, because that was over 20 years ago. And look at where we got.
If I was the devil, my first victim would be the kids. From the moment they left their mother's precious wombs and were born, I would condition them to see racial division as a norm. And I wouldn't stop till I stripped their innocence, divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book of Genesis. And see, as they grew up, I would continue my infiltration. For 12 years, I would steal their hearts and minds from them and call it education. If I was the devil, my next victim would be women. I'd make old, out-of-touch men control women's bodies and rights. What better way to curse God than to disrespect the very bringers of life? Speaking of God, if I was the devil when it comes to religion, I put my plan together perfectly. I'd allow you to worship Jesus every Sunday, and on the other 6 days, I'd make you worship me. In the form of money, fame, lust, and greed, to my religion, I wouldn't need to convert you. I turn the 10 commandments to the 10 suggestions, and make virtue signaling more important than virtue. I give you just enough religion to hate each other, but not enough to love each other. And for my final evil strategy, I'd make you forget the whole purpose of religion was spirituality. If I was the devil, I wouldn't come dressed in a red cape and pointy horns. I'd drive a Lambo, have a pretty face and a Gucci belt on. Basically, I'd take the form of everything you ever wished for and watch you create your own hell. I don't need to torch the earth. And as far as politicians go, I'd change nothing. They're already doing my dirty work. If I was the devil low-key, I'd be behind the scenes. You wouldn't have to see me. I would normally call it reality TV. And in this reality, I would attack your self-worth, making it hard to heal from. I'd show you images of fake bodies and make them more attractive than real ones. If I was the devil, I'd make you pray to technology and idolize those who create it. I'd make clout the #1 drug and steal millions of lost souls as they chased it. Now, if I was the devil, I wouldn't do it all at once. I'd take my time instead. I'd eat away at your morals little by little, exactly how cancer spreads. Speaking of cancer, if I was the devil, I'd feed you tasty food that makes you ill. Then I'd turn your doctors into drug dealers, selling you pills that keep you coming back instead of truly healed. Yeah, if I was Lucifer, then I'd know life and death are in the tongue. So I'd make your knife and fork your executioner. So you can't achieve higher consciousness if your body is sick. You won't opt for positive information if you have inflammation. If I was Satan, my cleverness would be admired. Why do you think the word inflammation literally means to set on fire? If I was the devil, I'd show you how to really flex. I would release pandemics on the world to give people the chance to really care for each other and then sit back and laugh as they exploited and became scared of each other. Basically, if I was the devil, I'd keep doing what I'm doing. God is my witness. I already control your systems. Don't try to fight against this. Because for my last trick, I would make smart people like you doubt whether I ever existed.
How about them facts? Let's check out the homies and see what they're up to. Let's check this one out.
16 weeks ago, Casey Neistat posted a video where he found a hole in a New York City sidewalk, so he flew to New York to try to find it.
So guys, we just found the location of Casey Neistat's hole. They actually cemented it off. We're gonna try to find another way in. I'm fairly sure I know exactly where it is. This is the exact location that he filmed at. We got an anonymous tip about a hole in a synagogue that led to the tunnels. This synagogue was long abandoned, but there was entrances in the basement. We walked downstairs and found a cat. I have no idea how a cat got in this basement, but it soon ran away. Somebody smashed a hole in a wall, possibly to find the entrance, and they even opened a vent. This looked like exactly what we were looking for. We kept finding more rooms and it started to become a labyrinth. We found a ladder that led up to a vent, but it wasn't a vent. It was actually tunnels leading under New York City. These looked like secret maintenance tunnels, but I wasn't sure. Should I post a part 2?
"16 weeks ago, Casey Neistat posted a video where he found a hole in a New York City sidewalk, so he
Thanks for the heads up, bro. It's crazy how they just try to act like them people aren't doing nothing, right? But watch how they try to play it off, because this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna try to play it off like if it never happened, the whole tunnel shit. So this is why, we do these videos to give people perspective of what's going on, where, who, what, why, because they're not hiding. The information's out there, but there is no media to present it to you. So us random individuals have to pretend to play media. There is nothing else that we can do. So that's the point of these streams. Try to get you Get you the information you need, basically, because there is no other way. There's no other way as of now. So thank you guys again. Appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest. That's it. That's the secret. The God well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. These motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. I mean, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all deep, everybody.